Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, your host, and we have a special topic today, Texas A&M University. And with me, I have Nisha Sadaruddin, who is a fresh graduate from Texas A&M University, and next to her is Rupali Mehra, and she is from Clemens High School. She is interested in going into college very soon. Ladies, welcome to All India Radio Houston. We are delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Nisha, you just graduated from Texas A&M University. Tell us what was your major?
I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Health.
Oh, health. That's very good. For the benefit of listeners, give us an overview of the Texas A&M University.
Texas A&M University is in the center between Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin, approximately about 90 minutes away from Houston. It has a very huge town filled with a bunch of college students. And
how many students would you say are there on the campus?
Approximately 50,000.
50,000.
Yes.
Okay, just give us an overview of your university campus.
The campus revolves around just the students. It's very large, and
how many buildings would you say?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
So how do the students get from building to building?
They usually travel through the Aggie bus.
I see. Yeah.
And it comes every 7 minutes, takes you off campus and on campus.
What got you interested in Texas A&M University?
Texas A&M is it focuses a lot on their traditions, their spirits, their school spirit, just the values and the atmosphere there.
Yeah.
It's just probably the nicest town you've ever been to in Texas.
So what do you think are the strengths of Texas A&M from your 4-year experience?
The strengths, I would say, it's just different. You just have to go there and see. It has one of the top research. It's one of the top 20 schools ranked for its research. It's one of the largest schools in Texas. It's just it's phenomenal.
That's interesting. What is the Texas A&M mascot?
Our mascot is Reveille.
Well, anyway, what does Texas A&M stand for?
Before, when it first started, it used to stand for agricultural and mechanical school, and in the late 1900s, when it switched, it used to be all gender for male, a male only school, and when it switched into taking all genders, the A&M got out, and it just stands for letters now.
That's interesting. Tell us about how Texas A&M ranks compared to other universities in Texas and also all across the country.
Texas A&M is one of the top schools. It's in Tier 1 compared to all other public and private schools. It's recognized, and it's known for its sports, its education, and it's very highly. It's a really good school.
Hold it like that, okay? Right, speaking to that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam. My special guests are Nisha Sadaruddin and Rupali Mehra, and we are talking about Texas A&M University in Texas. Of course, now Rupali is going to ask a few questions about student freshman admissions and all the various things that are related to a student. Rupali, what questions would you like to ask?
Since I am applying soon, I just wanted to know how the application process works and everything that you have to turn in.
To apply to any public Texas school, you do have to go to applytexas.org and fill out an application online, along with submitting 3 essays, a transcript, a fee of $75, but it also varies per school, your ACT, SAT scores, along with your resume and letter of recommendations.
How many students would you say usually apply for Texas A&M?
I would say almost around 20,000.
That's pretty good.
It's a high number, yeah.
Rupali?
I wanted to know what type of qualities they look for, what type of student you have to be, the requirements they usually have to get in.
Well, the higher your scores, the better, obviously. They are looking for an average score on your SATs of 1300, on your ACTs at least a 30, and a high enough GPA, minimum of 3.0. And the rest is all, it just depends on how, like, your awards, your extracurricular activities, and applicants like that. You do apply online, and as soon as you apply, you get on your AIS, you get a number, and you get a UIN number, which is a universal identification number, and you use that to track your application to see, and
That's
be up to date.
interesting.
Okay, what kind of grades do you have to get, and what's the acceptance rate?
Okay. So you have to be an A and B student, and the acceptance rate is right now at 64%.
And do we get to visit the campus before we start applying just to see if we want to go or not?
Yes, there's actually a way where you can look online on tamu.edu, and you can take a virtual tour of the campus along with just going there, showing up, and scheduling an appointment before you get accepted and after you get accepted as well.
So let's talk about dorming, because that's important. What type of dorms do they have, and how does that usually work out?
On campus, we have residential halls along with dorms. There are about 7,500 students fit into dorms. They also have on-campus apartments, and usually all the majority of the apartments are very near campus. We have buses that run every 7 minutes from the apartments to campus, so pretty much is the same. Approximately one-fifth of the students live on campus. So as a freshman, I would advise you to live on campus, but you can go both ways. Some of the dorms are co-ed, so a few of them are co-ed and a few are. It just depends on what building and which dorm you like to do.
Nisha, I got a question. I mean, obviously it's got to relate it to money. So what is the average cost of education at Texas A&M per year?
Approximately right now it's running about $40,000 a year, and that includes your dorms, your fees, your books, your dining dollars, food, and expenses as well.
Rupal, you have other questions?
Let's talk about your life at A&M. What's a typical day as an Aggie?
Well, being an Aggie, obviously we are studious students, so we do study a lot, and there's a bunch of different. There's a memorial student center that's built just for us students, and you'll notice that once you go in.
For party?
No, of course not. We do. It's There's a few floors for studying. There's a few floors down there which they are building a bowling alley in. We have like facilities such as just a few games. There's TVs. There's a lot of electronical devices that you can use, along with libraries to study, bookstores, and we have food in there. And it's just a majority of your day goes by just meeting people, meeting students, studying, just a typical ordinary college student life.
What's the average class size like?
Your first 2 years, usually you have larger classes, approximately 200, 300. It could even go up to 500 students per class. Yes. Just your first 2 years, but then when you start getting into your degree, the class sizes get smaller. I've had friends that have classes with students of 12 people, but I've had people that have 50 people, so it just varies according to your major.
Let's talk about the favorite topic, food.
Food, everyone's
food on
topic.
campus, off campus, all this.
Well, on campus, we do have a few fast food restaurants, along with a side right next to campus. There's a street called University Drive, and on that we hold all of our restaurants.
Maybe they should have called it the food drive.
Food drive.
Huh?
I've
I've been to Texas A&M, and that's the first introduction to Texas A&M, a long row of restaurants before you get to the campus.
Yeah. So majority you can either eat on campus or off campus. A few of the restaurants off campus do take dining dollars, so for the students that live on campus and don't have a car.
So there's a cafeteria?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
We have a few.
Yeah.
We have a few per building.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the attractions near A&M?
Yeah, that's very important.
We have museums aside. We have movie theaters. We have malls. We have different play locations. We have the nightlife, obviously, for students. If they wanted to see on the weekends, we have shows, live bands that come and play, musicians. Just pretty much like
So
any
you
other
have like a
town.
big auditorium or something where they can
Yes.
perform
Outdoors.
performance hall
We have an
Oh, I see.
outdoors park where
and indoors.
indoors usually on campus. That's the
Yeah.
biggest site. So
That's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
And you always have sports, and
Hmm.
our campus always like every weekend has different activities, so you're never really bored or left with nothing to do.
That's interesting.
So I've heard a lot about A&M traditions. So what are they? I know you can't name all of them, but just a few.
Yeah.
For starters, we have our howdy. If you ever come to campus when you're touring, you will notice that everybody on campus will say howdy, regardless if they know you or not while you're walking. Howdy is just our friendly way to welcome you and to remind you that we are all one, we all are supportive, and we're all a big family. So
Isn't that all Texas welcome?
yes, but usually in our college town, it's more.
Oh, I
more
see.
seen than it is
That's
elsewhere.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes, and then we have game day, which you can come watch all of our football games, basketball games, volleyball. There's soccer. There's a bunch of different games you can always come, and we always show school spirit, so you'll never go wrong with that. Have you ever heard of? Oh,
I heard of 12th man
yes.
Texas A&M tradition. What is that?
Yes. So we have a tradition during our game, and it came along that we, the students, represent the 12th man when you go to the game. And basically, it's there's always 11 players on the field playing. So we represent the 12th man, the person that needs to, if you need to go into the game, you're always ready. So if you come to our football games, you'll notice that all of our students are standing throughout the games.
What, ladies and men?
Yes, everybody.
So they're going to let you
everyone.
go and be the 12th man?
Yes, it's just you're ready to support your team.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
I think it's the spirit.
It's the spirit, yes,
Yes.
the spirit. That's what makes A&M, and
Yeah.
we're so proud of that.
So what different kind of organizations do the students have?
There are over 800 organizations offered
Ooh.
at Texas A&M. Yes, so you'll definitely find at least one that you're interested in. And they range from anything as to like a sports team, as to a music team, at least to an international, a religious, you name it, they have it. And if you wanted to start one, you're more than welcome to go ahead and apply and create an organization that you think would work best.
What about books, computers, and software, things like that? Everything is available on campus?
Yes, we do have different libraries on campus where you can print. According to your package, you have a numerous amount of prints that are available, color prints, copies. We also, in our library, we have this movie system where you can rent movies and DVDs and different artists, new things that recently just come out. You request it before it even comes out on DVD, and they have a copy for you.
You know, when I was at the Texas TWU, I'm saying Texas A&M. When I was at TWU doing my master's in healthcare administration, we had what's called a blackboard for communication. What kind of electronic system the university has for communication
We
between
have
the faculty, university, and the students?
Yes, we have a Howdy website.
I see.
And you get on there, you can look at your finances, your classes,
yeah.
registering, all of the general things you have. You can
You
get
can
on
take
that.
tests also online?
No, our tests are usually in class. And if you're taking the online courses, we have an e-campus, which you can look at. But they depend on your teacher. But usually we all use the Howdy portal,
I
which
see.
is online.
Rupali has a question.
Okay, so what kind of undergraduate studies are available at A&M?
We have a bunch of different programs. We have an engineering school, a business school, a health, agriculture. We have approximately a lot of different choices that you can offer. You do choose a major and a minor, and some people double up on majors, some people double up on minors. It just depends on what your interest is at.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, your host, and my guests are Nisha Sadaruddin and Rupali Mehra. And Nisha just graduated from Texas A&M with a 4-year college degree, and Rupali is just finishing up high school, and she is looking forward to going to college. Okay, Rupali, I think you have another question.
Okay. What are the top-rated programs in Texas A&M?
We have our engineering school, which is really it's very competitive, and a lot of people are going towards it. We have our Mays Business School. We also have our architecture building, which is for architects. If you're interested in that, we have our health and agricultural, which are in the top schools right now.
So, do they offer long-distance classes?
Yes, you do have the option to take online courses, so it's at your convenience. You just register for it that way, but not all classes are offered online, but we do have a handful.
So where can I find a course catalog to see all the classes offered?
You can visit our campus and receive a hard copy catalog where you can look through all the classes offered, all the classes that may fit your interests into your degree plan, or you're allowed to get the catalog online as well on tamu.edu.
Okay, let's talk about sports, because I think that's the one I always see and hear about Texas A&M. So what are the major sports that Texas A&M is involved with?
We're involved. We have a football team, a basketball, volleyball, we have golf, we have softball, we have swimming, we have track. We have so many sports.
Tell us about the football, because I think that's what gets a lot of attention.
Yes. We're in the SEC, and we have, obviously you've heard of Johnny Manziel. So one of our very, 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 very famous football players, who we're really, really, really proud of. We have just our basketball team is very good too. We've had, I believe, a numerous amount of people. In fact, I think Johnny Manziel is now drafted also. Have you heard much about that?
Okay, that's interesting. What is this Bonfire? Tell us about this Bonfire.
The Bonfire. So, everyone knows of the rivalry between TU and Aggies. And so what we do with that is this bonfire tradition started, where, bonfire is obviously with fire. And so it's a tradition that our burning desire to beat Texas, UT, University of Texas. So it's the desire.
Talking about University of Texas, I have to say all my 3 kids went to University of Texas. Maybe I should say all of my money went to University of Texas. I don't know if they attended classes on a regular basis. Okay, let's talk more about this Texas A&M and Texas University of Texas friendship or rivalry, whatever you want to call it.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
So we have been rivals for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I don't think that will ever end. Just the tradition of that is keeping us up. So yeah, we do. Again, Bonfire was something that we had the burning desire to beat University of Texas. So that's the reason the Bonfire even started. And we have other sport-related activities. We have Midnight Yell, which is always the night before the games, and we come together at midnight, and you go over, exactly all the things that go on during the game, and it's just a lot of fun, and it really pumps you up for the game the next day. And we do that for every game, actually.
That's interesting.
Every football game.
Okay. So what type of scholarships do they offer?
For scholarships, you can go to scholarships.tamu.edu, and if you look there, they have a list of different scholarships. Usually it's very easy to get scholarships at Texas A&M. Majority of the students do get scholarships. In fact, there's a scholarship for left-handed students. So, there's multiple, and there's a large variety of scholarships you can go. If you're on campus, you can also go to the financial aid office, which is located right next to the Evans Library, and you can check it out over there face-to-face if you'd like as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam. My special guests are Nisha Sadaruddin, who just graduated from Texas A&M University, and Rupali Mehra, who is graduating from Clements High School. So we are going over Texas A&M University special, what I should say, points. Okay, let's continue with the scholarships. She was asking that. Okay.
Now we're done. I found out about scholarships, and I know this isn't a while from now, but what type of postgraduate degrees do they offer at Texas A&M?
Texas A&M not only is for undergrads, we do have a law school, a health school, a business school, engineering, science, art, architecture, public services, and education. They do have master's and doctorate degrees in those different classes. We do have a medical school, a dentistry, a veterinary, a nursing, pharmacy, public health. So those are all the different types of programs you can apply to. They're not all located in College Station, Texas. A good number of them are, but they're all around the world. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they have approximately 300 different A&M facilities all around the world.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about all the different university campuses Texas A&M has besides College Station.
They have a Corpus Christi, a Galveston. They have a bunch of different programs that you can go to. In fact, a lot of those are undergraduate programs.
Yeah.
Just like I'm sure a lot of people are more familiar with the UT CAP program, where you complete 2 years at a different location and then come to the main. We have that at A&M as well. You can go to the Galveston location, the Corpus Christi location. I think there's 2 more different locations where you can attend, or you can also do the blend team program as well. And that's for students that would like to do 2 years at a community college, and then they're automatically guaranteed acceptance as long as you can keep your GPA up to a 3.0 and you finished a total of 45 A&M hours.
Does Texas A&M have a campus in Austin?
Austin, no.
Why not? Then you could have your rivalry year-round.
I think just 2 hours is good enough. Austin and College Station.
Rupali has another question.
Okay, so what percent of students graduate every single year?
We do have a good percent, close to 80% of students that do graduate. Very close to 80. We are one of the top 5 in Texas that have a very good graduation
In fact,
rate.
I was going to ask you, how does it compare to your rival University of Texas and other universities in Texas?
I believe with University of Texas, we're right on hand.
Yeah.
Maybe like a few percentages
That's
around there.
Yeah.
In the same ballpark.
So where do they hold the graduation at Texas A&M?
Our graduation is held in Reed Arena, and that's where all of the different they do it by school that graduate, and it fits a bunch of students, friends, family, and everyone comes. And obviously, graduation is the most memorable day for everyone.
Well, that's interesting. How do people get more information about Texas A&M? Give out the web address.
The address is tamu.edu, and you can go through that and look up anything we've discussed today, along with any other information that you have. They usually have all the information on that website for everyone to look at.
So if people wanted to come and visit the campus, what are different ways they can visit the campus?
You can call in, make an appointment, go to campus, and actually take the tour that they offer, which is, I would recommend that. The people that do it are just so funny and just so friendly, and you can really get a taste of A&M. Once you come into the city, you will know that this is where you fit in or not. And the other choice, if you cannot drive or you don't have the time, and I know people's schedules are busy, you can look at the virtual tour online on their website, where you can look it up, and it has a tour of the campus for you to see on the website.
That's interesting. Okay, overall, how would you say your 4 years of experience at the Texas A&M University?
Well, I would say it wasn't a piece of cake for me. It was just a sweet. In fact, I would say it was a Texas A&M chocolate style filled with strawberries type of sweet experience, and I will always cherish those memories that I have made at Texas A&M.
That's wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and my special guests are Nisha Sadaruddin and Rupali Mehra. And this has been a presentation of All India Radio Houston. Ladies, I want to thank you very much for being on All India Radio program, and maybe we need to get you a few years from now and talk about postgraduate education.
Yes.
So what are your plans now?
For now, I want to go into my master's, hopefully, and see where I go from there. And
Any particular field as far as master's is concerned?
my MBA along with healthcare administration.
Welcome to the healthcare field. Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, you're listening to All India Radio Houston. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and we'll be right back after these messages. Thank you, ladies.